Recall those times in the barbershop when you were left with irritated ears and skin caused by those clippers' blades? This project is brought to you by Lance Alvisures, Nicolas Castrejón, and Martin Rivera. Today we'll be covering the process of fixing the blade misalignment on a pair of Stylecraft Instinct clippers, as well as the process of disinfecting them. The purpose of this procedure is to not only reduce the noise caused by the machine itself, but to also eliminate the potential harm its malfunction may cause your client or yourself. Just listen to how loud these clippers sound. This is not safe to use at all. Some of the tools and materials you will need for this process include a barber and clipper brush, the Stylecraft screwdriver and gold lever that comes within the clipper pack, some hair clipper blade oil, some Andis Cool Care, disinfecting wipes, paper towels, a clean rag of some sort. You first want to start with the removal of the clipper's cover. To do so, you must unscrew the 4 levers located on the back of the clipper. Do keep in mind that the top 2 screws are much longer than the bottom 2. This is important for the reassembly. You should now see the inner motherboard and even some of the hair buildup. Now that the cover is off, it's time to disassemble several of the other components that make up this clipper, starting with the black lever. You do so by unscrewing the single screw and washer located on the left side of the clipper. Be sure to keep track of the components that are located in the center of the inner part of the lever. This includes a small spring and a small metal click knob. These are crucial in the blade adjustment process. Next, it's best to unscrew the 2 screws that are holding the blades together. Both the upper and lower blade will immediately come out of place. Do be cautious when dealing with the blades because they are quite sharp. You will notice that there is lots of hair that will fall off these inner components. So this would be a good time to utilize some paper towels as a cover for your workplace to avoid any bacteria from spreading. To begin the disinfecting process, place the components and the clippers onto the paper towels. Use the barber and clipper brush to remove any hair from the components. Start off with the lower blade, then the upper blade. And lastly, the lever and both its screw and washer. After brushing these off, move on to removing the 2 components that adjust the blades. When these 2 pieces are off the clipper, it's best to clean out the hair within the inner part of the machine. It's really important that you brush off the hair buildup from all these components thoroughly. The metal adjuster is quite slippery, as you can see here, so hold carefully. The paper towels on your workstation have probably become filthy by this point, so replace them with new ones. Now that you have a clean workstation, use disinfecting wipes to wipe down each component that you removed during this disinfecting process. Take out your electric air duster and lightly blow any remaining hairs within the body of the clipper. It is now time to spray the Andis Cool Care onto each of the metal components. This 5-in-1 formula not only cleans, but also acts as rust preventative for these pieces. With your clean rag, begin to wipe down these metal components and place them on a separate surface than where they were originally to avoid recontaminating them. The disinfecting process is complete, so let's move on to the cover assembly. To reattach the clipper's cover, simply click it onto the body. Set the 2 longer screws into place on the upper openings and lightly screw them with your hands. Then use the Stylecraft screwdriver to fully screw these further into place, as well as the 2 shorter screws that will be screwed into the bottom openings. The next step is to attach a new gold lever, but before doing so, you must set the 2 metal components back into place. These 2 components play a role in the lever's function of adjusting the blades, which is why they come first. Once they're in position, Take each of the components attached to the lever, which includes a small spring and a small metal click knob along with the screw and washer. And begin to screw the lever back into its aligned slot. When flicked up and down correctly, attached, lever makes a firm clicking sound. Follow this step with connecting the top blade to the metal blade adjuster, which tends to stick out of the inner clipper body. You want to then press the bottom blade into the upper blade until it is in a semi-aligned position on the clipper. Warning, you are going to want to hold these two pieces with quite some force because they may go flying. Once you have them in control, lightly screw them on. This will allow you to realign the blades with a bit more ease. When it comes to this part of aligning the blades, you want the upper blade to be as evenly placed onto the lower blade's center. Warning, the top blade can never be overextended on the lower one because that will for sure cause damage to one's skin or scalp. With this in mind, keep pressure on the sides of the bottom blade to ensure secure alignment. Slowly tighten the screws once you've found the right amount of pressure to apply to the sides of this lower blade so that they may remain aligned when the clipper is turned on. Check to see if there is a straight alignment between the blades by flicking the lever fully up and then fully down. Once the blades are almost perfectly aligned, turn on your clipper and spray your Andis Cool Care onto the blades to lubricate them. Using your rag, wipe down your station. Now you must apply hair clipper blade oil to further lubricate the clipper blades. Turn the pair of clippers on and move it around to allow the oil to spread evenly. This ensures smoother vibrations between the blades and prevents them from overheating. Lightly dab a paper towel to remove any excess oil around the blades. It is now time to examine the clipper's function. Here is what the clipper sounded like before. And here is what the clipper sounds like now. The clipper's tone of sound should have dropped significantly. Some future tips include oiling the blades frequently, disinfecting each import component regularly, and checking the cam follower to ensure the blades do not become wiggly. This video wouldn't be complete without demonstrating how the clippers now cut through hair. If you haven't already liked and subscribed the video, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you all for your time.
My favorite, like trying to focus on the camera.